Hello everybody, my name is Daniel Richardson and I'm WCPW Review Guy. Another insane story about how I almost got to watch this pay-per-view and then end up not watching it in time for the live broadcast. So usually Britain is 5 hours like ahead of us or behind. I don't know, when it's nighttime for you guys, it's daytime for us. We'll go that route. So ahead. So anyways, that's the way it always is. So when they were like 7 o'clock, I was like, all right, 2 o'clock. I'm at work. No problem. Not going to be able to watch it. Made up my mind when I'm going to be able to watch it. But then Sunday night, after I uploaded my top 10, I'm literally like, all right, looking on YouTube, and there it is. And of course, even though it says on the title or whatever, like, you know, your reminder, you know, What Culture Pro Wrestling at 7 o'clock, on my little timer on the thing, it's like at 3 o'clock, and I was like, what the hell? All I can think of is like when we did the daylight savings time switch thing, like it didn't take over there for something. So I was like, not complaining. Hell yeah, 3 o'clock, I can do that. And then they're like, oh, pre-show at 2:45. I'm like, pushing it, but I can still do that because I get off at 2:30. I'm really close to work. So I was like, no problem, let's do this. So literally hop in the car, 2:30, start driving. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of an asshole, so this next statement is gonna come off like I'm just a complete prick, but it is what it is. On my way home, there's a funeral home, and literally, like, the funeral parade begins, like, you know, they're taking someone on their last ride. And I was like, oh, fuck me. So I had to wait for like all 30 cars or whatever. And they all got in front of me, so they're like, shit. So I had to like cut through town and like take like a back way to my house. So no problem, I get home, it's still 2:45, I'm pumped, run in there, and of course, What Culture delays. And I was like, not a problem. Because I was just planning on going straight to the TV, or my computer, and watching it. I was like, perfect, I got a chance to jump in the shower. So I hop in the shower, get my quick little shower on, get back out, boom. They keep pushing it back, I'm like, not a problem. And then, like out of nowhere, like a fucking RKO, out of nowhere, internet just goes down. And I was like, no! Like, it literally was like Vader at the end of episode 3. Just, no! Ridiculous. And instantly, I'm just on the phone, like, calling up the cable company, and they're just like, there's outages in your area, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, motherfucker. So I was like, yep, that's the end of that. So, went back as soon as, around the time it was supposed to start. I forget how far back it was delayed, but yeah, the internet was still out. So I didn't get a chance to watch it anyway. So it is what it is. No big deal. And then I guess I forgot it was live. And it takes a little bit longer for them to put the live shows on the What Culture Extra, because usually if it's already pre-taped, they just toss it on there right afterwards. So yeah, it didn't come on at all last night. At least not before I went to bed. Oh, wasn't there this morning either. I checked it before I went to work. However, when I got home, there it was. So went ahead and got it watched. And so here I am with the WCPW Bulletproof review. Sorry, I just ate a big bowl of vegetable soup too, so it's doing its work right now. I gotta cram all this stuff in. I gotta cram work and eat and WCPW. It's all right there. So let's get into it, shall we? Right off the bat, and of course, on the description on the extra, it did tell us that there was gonna be some audio problems early on, and I was like, all right, no problem, And of course, there was like the microphones were really loud at one point, and then it's just kind of odd. I will say the production looked rushed on this one. In fact, they didn't even have like the screen up until like halfway through the event. It looked like. So it's very lackluster when people was coming out on stage. It just I didn't like it. And then like on the other end, once again, I'm not sure exactly if that's part of the building normally. But like, you come out the entranceway here, rings here, and like on this wall, they had like that WCW star thing. Like, you guys remember like the last year of WCW, how they just had like the crappy Titantron, like the wannabe Titantron, like the Nitrotron or whatever the fuck they called it. And then you just had like these starry lights right here. They had that on the other end. It was just like so weird, because it was like, it's over there where no one's really going to look at it, except for whenever you do happen to, camera pans that way. It's just like, no decorations over here, and then starlights over there. So I will say it looked pretty rushed. Almost like they almost forgot they had an event. And they're like, oh shit, that starts soon, doesn't it? Oh, we better delay it and try to get these set up real quick. I don't know what the situation was there. Commentator team is Matt Striker and Dave Bradshaw. Which, don't get me wrong, I love Striker, and they did a great job. They did a hell of a job tonight. I'm a Shane fan. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Shane and Bradshaw fan. So just a personal like, oh, But I know they're doing the World Cup tonight. Actually, probably right now as I'm speaking, the World Cup's going on. So I know he's in town for that. So I figured it was probably going to be him. I just didn't know if it was going to be him and Shane or him and Bradshaw. Which as much as I love Shane, I do like the pairing of Bradshaw and Stryker better, I guess. But regardless, like I said, the commentary is great. It's just my own personal perk. I prefer Shane and Bradshaw, but hey, it is what it is. Once again, it was great commentating throughout the night. So we kicked things off with initially supposed to be a 4-way match for the tag titles involving, we had a Prospect, which very well, I don't get it. Like, they get like the most lukewarm reception, like on all the TV tapings. It seems like huge, fan following. I mean, Twitter, everybody loves them. In the comment section on my channel, people love them. It just seems like I listen to the show and there's not much of a reaction at all. And then of course next is Liam Slater and Matt Riddle. And then of course the Young Bucks, which I was super pumped for. And then we got the Swords of Essex. And then of course the Young Bucks decide to change it just from a regular Fatal 4-Way where you got to tag yourselves in and all that stuff into a 4-way spot fest. And I was like, sold. Fucking sold. Just insane. Or Texas Tornado, that's what it was. Texas Tornado Spot Fest. And I was just like, yep, let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Match of the night. Match of the night. And once again, it was just an insane car wreck of a match, but it was so exciting to watch. Even, I'm not big on comedy. You guys know this by now. I'm a grandpa when it comes to comedy in the matches. And there were just certain things in here that I did let slide. I was like, when Scotty actually gets kicked by Will Ospreay, and then of course he ends up, super kicking back and throwing him out of the ring, and then they're like, jump on him. He's like, sure. It's like logically, like, dude, you're purposely trying to cost your team the tag titles. This makes no sense logically, but at the same time, it was funny to see him get kicked right in the face when he came back around. Match was super exciting. The funny thing was, I honestly, when I was going into this match, because I'm still a mark at heart, and I, even if you think who's going to win or who's not, I still pick who I want to win, like from a fan perspective. And I was just like early on, like, Young Bucks, I want the Young Bucks to win. They're not going to give the tag titles to Young Bucks because they're probably not going to stay that long. But I was like, I want the Young Bucks to win. But then as the match went on, I forgot how much of a fan of Prospect I am. Even when they're doing heel as shit, because like even though they got more fan support behind, I guess you would call them now fan favorites. They're still doing their heel stuff, and I love it. They try to do the too sweet with them, and it is fucking sucker punch. I'm like, yes, that's my boys. Why did I vote against you? And I was fully on board with Prospect winning. I was like, yes, it ain't gonna happen. We can't, we can't just give them the tickets to Orlando this early, even though we're like 2 weeks away, and they're like so down on money wise, it's ridiculous. But I was just like, I don't care. On Prospect to win, yeah. Great match. Like I said, I freaking love this match. And Liam Slater and Matt Riddle made a really good tag team. Like, I think more than anything, I think it was just the fact that Slater is used to teaming with Moss. So like, it was almost like it fit. Riddle just fit perfectly. Loved all the interactions with all different people on here. It was great all around. And then of course, in the end, oh wait, I forgot. Yeah, about to jump the gun there. Prospect hasn't won, and I'm creaming my pants. I was like, this is great. What? And then I see Kennedy in the background, and I'm just like, fuck. 1, 2, and Kennedy pulls a referee out, and I'm just like, come on, really? And it was a good look for Prospect though, because it shows that in a Texas Tornado 4-way spot fest, they could be the winner. If it wasn't for Kennedy, they would have won. However, they get taken out, and then Ospreay and Rainwright. Sorry, I want to say Robinson. I was like, that's not it. Who's the other guy? Swords of Essex pick up the win, pinning Liam Slater. So, damn good match to get the whole event started. And I'm not gonna lie, match of the night. Like literally, we had some great matches tonight too. There are some great matches, and this one was just so hard to follow. And if I'm looking at them all, this is probably the quickest I've ever done a review. Like immediately afterwards, I'm looking at the cards or the whole card. I'm like, you know what? 4-way spot fest. I'm in. Love it. That's the match of the night right there. Yeah, absolutely loved it. Just entertaining as hell. So yeah, we go on now to Drake with James R. Kennedy in his corner. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big Prospect fan. When he was a full stable, And, like, I'm actively hating James R. Kennedy, which is great because he's doing his job right. Like, that's the way, you know, it's supposed to be. I shouldn't be liking heels. And I was just like, no, this guy's a dick. Fuck him. And, of course, Drake's out there looking all smug. And then, of course, out comes Rampage. And we got Drake versus Rampage. Very quick match. This is damn near a squash match. I mean, Drake gets a little bit of offense, but for the most part, it's Rampage. Pile driver, over, boom. Just like that, Rampage wins it. Drake goes on, or sorry, James R. Kennedy goes on to, you know, cut a promo. Just basically smack talking against Prospect. And still bragging that he ended, you know, Prospect. And of course, it wasn't Drake's fault that Drake lost. It was the Manchester crowd. So, you know how that goes. So, yeah, we get a little backstage interview with B. Priestley, who I guess was supposed to fight Lana Austin tonight for the women's title. And, of course, she said, nope, you remember, I said I will not defend the title unless they fight Viper first. And then, of course, Viper enters the picture. You know what's funny is Simon Miller did an interview with her recently. And, dude, she's like the sweetest girl ever. And then she has to, like, you know, she's a bully now. I'm just like, she does a really good job. Like, seriously, I didn't want to root against Viper at all because I was just like, she's such a sweet girl. You watch that interview, but then she comes out as a bad guy, and you're like, So the next match, Viper with B. Priestley in her corner, going up against Lana Austin. And, yeah, Lana trying her best. It seemed like every time Lana would get a shot in, Viper just stomped her. Like, it was just, it was pretty much a squash. It was a drawn-out squash with a little nuggets of Lana Austin, you know. However, Viper. B. Priestley did interfere quite a bit, but yeah, in the end, it was Viper. So Viper wins that one. I gotta say, this is probably my least favorite match of the night, and I really hate that. It wasn't a horrible match at all. It wasn't. It was a little sloppy, though. In fact, both women's matches were sloppy, and I'm a champion for, like, pushing for, you know, more women's, you know, division matches, but they both seem a little clunky, sloppy. I don't know what word you want to use, but I think this one was probably the more messed up of the two. And once again, that's just me nitpicking. I mean, once again, I enjoyed the match. I wasn't just like, oh god, no. No, I mean, once again, whenever I watch any indie wrestling match, I don't nitpick the wrestling as much, unless it's just atrocious, because they're doing their best out there. And I've seen, you know, good performances from both previously. So, I mean, it's not like I was just like, oh, wow, another bad, no, not at all. It was a good match. I just, you know, if I pick my least favorite, it'd probably be this one, and that's my reason why. Just in the end, I was just kind of like, okay, stumbled there, slow reaction there, whatever, and so that was, you know, that right there. So Viper wins, and then of course her and B go in there and start kind of putting the boots, and then of course out comes General Manager Blampier, and of course he's a little angry that B. Priestley disregarded the match. He was just like, I'm not going to wrestle this match. Gave it to Viper, so he decided, you know what, we're going to have the match we were supposed to have. I think it was True Destiny, between her and Tessa Blanchard, and it's going to happen right now for the women's title. And of course Blanchard comes out, and I was like, yes! Because once again, that's two women's matches back-to-back. Incredible. You know, I've been, you know, wanting this, you know, women's division to explode, and here we are, we're finally getting it, you know. So, good match, like I said, it was good. Like I said, you had a couple of moments where they, you know, kind of stalled, and they, you know, slow reactions, and just kind of clunky here and there, but for the most part, it was a fun watch. They, you know, when Tessa comes off the top rope and crashes against Viper, I was like, oh my god, like, I thought she hit the table pretty hard. I was like, that's brutal, but she got right back up. Of course, she tries to springboard over the rail, kind of got hung up on the railing right there. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't do it at all. I would just trip before I even got to the chair, and then I'd be gassed out, and I'd just be tapping out. Like, seriously, I'm just like ring apron, like tap out, I quit. End it right there. Give the women's title to someone else. But no, you know, match continued. Did great. Gets back in the ring, and of course, I don't know what she calls it. I'm not sure what the hell it was. Like a variation of the Kimura lock or something like that. But B had it on Tessa, and of course, as she's getting up to a vertical base, because she did it once before, Viper comes in, trips her up, and of course, it slams her down, and she taps out pretty quickly after that. So once again, the team of Viper and B. Priestley helping each other out. B. Priestley retains the women's title. Up next, we have the Magnificent 7 match. This is a 7-way elimination match. And of course, no count out, no DQ, and they were initially doing tags, like they were tagging in and out, and then it just kind of broke down to just like, fuck it, you know. Anybody in it, anytime, no tags, which I think is better anyways. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't a stickler for the tagging thing. I was just kind of like, fuck it, let them go at it, let's just have this thing. We had BT Gunn, Travis Banks, Marty Scurll, Doug Williams, Martin Kirby, El Ligero, And I know I'm missing somebody. Who is that next guy? Ricochet. Boom. And once again, I just wrote down Magnificent Seven. I didn't write down the names. I'm like, I can remember and not stammer and stutter over it. This match was incredible. Loved it. And I love the fact that, you know, once again, it's great storytelling, just having two Prestige members in there kind of taking everybody out, you know, one at a time. They took out Doug Williams first, then they went after El Ligero. And then what really threw me off was whenever Marty gets pinned by Kirby, the boos. And I don't think they definitely weren't directed at Kirby, because eventually he gets the big pop when he wins and everything. They were cheering him afterwards. But I think people were just like, he was wanting, you know, Marty to go further, if not win the whole thing. Very charismatic this villain is. I mean, it's kind of hard to be the villain when everybody loves you, but yeah, he did great. And anyways, got rolled up and then, or started backsliding 1, 2, 3 over, and dude, the boos came instantly. And I was like, son of a bitch. I felt bad for Kirby, because I figured Kirby would probably win this, and I was just like, man, I really hope this doesn't affect, you know, I hope it isn't going to be like a Royal Rumble situation where as soon as everybody's favorites thrown out, they're just going to boo everybody else. But it wasn't the situation. Up next goes out is BT Gunn from Ricochet, and then of course Travis instantly rose up Ricochet to another massive chorus of boos, and we're down to Travis Banks and Kirby. Banks goes for the Sable Bomb, Kirby gets out of it and gets his own Sable Bomb, and boom, 1, 2, 3. He is the new #1 contender for the WCPW title, and of course he can cash that at any time. It's almost like Money in the Bank. So I would love to see him just insert himself in a state of emergency match, like come out like, you know, midway through and just roll up somebody and win. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I want to see Kirby with that title. I want to see Kirby with that title. But Kirby wins it, so congratulations, Martin, on that one. That's awesome. We got a message earlier on the YouTube channel, on the WCPW page, or maybe the Walk-On spread. It don't matter either way. But they mentioned that Cody Rhodes will be out for the next couple of events due to, you know, other obligations. Apparently, he's filming a movie or a TV show or something like that. Well, he went ahead and did his own video, his own little promo thing, and was telling everybody he's sorry, but he'll be back, you know, after this and everything. And then, of course, that brought out Hendry for his next match, but before, he just kind of rips him apart and makes fun of him. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I understand that, you know, I've never had to book multiple gigs like that. It's hard enough just keeping a full-time job and doing this show right here, so I can imagine, you know, trying to throw acting and wrestling all together in one thing. Plus, he wrestles across the globe, so, I mean, you know, so it's understandable, you know, it happened. I was a little disappointed he wasn't going to be there, but, you know, once again, it is what it is. So we got a #1 contender match for a shot at the Internet title. And it was Joe Hendry against Gabriel Kidd. Of course, Kidd had Prince Amin in his corner. And I love it because as Joe Hendry's, you know, running his mouth, Kidd comes out, and then, dude, Kidd don't even, like, wait for an interruption. He just comes right in and goes right after Joe Hendry. Match is really good. I kind of figured Hendry was going to win this. And sure enough, Hendry picks up the win. Tights. A handful of tights. Like, holy shit. Hendry could have, or Kidd, I had thought Kidd, like, a few times I was like, oh, Kidd could do this, but I was like, yeah, it's going to be Hendry. Sure enough, Hendry did it. Dude, the Hendry lock not working for him. I want to see someone tap that thing so bad. It's just like, every time he gets someone in, they just roll out or whatever. I'm not saying it's a win every time, but it's like, so far, for it being a new move in his repertoire, it doesn't work. People get out of it all the goddamn time. But anyway, so Joe Hendry wins. It's title match right there for the Prestige in their corner. We'll have to wait and see how Coffee does later on in the evening. Up next, we had a match. It was supposed to be a singles match. Adam Cole going up against Zack Saber Jr., and I was pumped for this one. Last time we saw Adam Cole, it was a 3-way match with Jay Lethal and El Ligero for the Ring of Honor title. And I was really impressed. I mean, once again, I didn't know nothing about Cole before this, so I was just like, dude, blew me away with that match. Really liked it. And of course, Zack Saber Jr., big fan of his. However, he's pulling some shit like, you know, he just had a surgery, had a cyst removed or whatever. So he's just like, yep, just gonna collect my check and go. And then of course, out comes Blampier. He's like, well, I can't force you to wrestle. However, big surprise here. And then out comes Christopher Daniels. And I'll tell you right now, super pumped. I'm a huge Christopher Daniels fan. Like back when like TNA didn't suck. Like remember like right before TNA, like right before like Russo and Hogan and Bischoff and all them came in. Like back when it was like still like a small indie filling federation. AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, like that era. Dude, it was awesome. And I was a huge Daniels fan. He was always my favorite out of those three. And yeah, the fact that he showed up here, I was like, holy, I did not expect to see that. Really glad I stayed away from social media. Like, I was like, literally like dodged everybody on social media this last 24 hours because I was like, I don't want to hear nothing about it. And I'm so glad because had I heard that, the impact wouldn't have been as great. But, you know, he's the new Ring of Honor champion, defeating Adam Cole like 2-3 days ago, they said. And of course, Blumpier made the match for the Ring of Honor title. So I was like, yes, because I knew Christopher Daniels was not losing it. And I was just like, I'm a huge Daniels mark, so I was just like, here we go. And the match was incredible. It really was. Like I said, Christopher Daniels cannot put on a bad match. Saber cannot put on a bad match. And like I said, I have not been disappointed with Adam Cole yet. Hell of a match between all three guys. Christopher Daniels pulls out the victory in the end. So really, really pumped about that. Really, I love the comments from Stryker. Like, Stryker just like throws out there like he does not like Adam Cole. I just loved it. Like, I don't know if that's real or, you know, if it's a shoot or a work or whatever, but I was just like, I loved it because it was just kind of like, yeah, he seems like the kind of asshole that would just pass you by in the, you know, because once again, it's like, it brings back, you know, good guys and bad guys. He's an asshole. He isn't supposed to, like, walk up and shake your hand. So it is weird that, like, you know, the Bullet Club is so over. Like, Cody Rhodes, people love him. Young Bucks, people love him. Dude, people booing Adam Cole. Even though they still go along with his catchphrase. Like, every time he yells baby, they're like, yeah. But, yeah. But still yet, Christopher Daniels wins. Pumped. Freaking pumped. And that leads us now to the main event for the WCPW World Championship. Joe Coffey versus Drew Galloway. And I loved it because that's what I love about these two guys, especially this match in general, is because, like, you know, we had all this fast-paced action building up to this, and then they just delivered this hard-hitting, you know, strong heavyweight match, and I loved it. And the whole time I'm watching this, I don't know why I keep counting Drew Galloway out. I think I'm just expecting a title change soon. Like, every time he has a title match lately, I've just been like, oh, he's going to lose it here. Like, this is where, and I don't want him to. I really don't, because I really like Drew Galloway. I mean, I've come around on this guy quickly. Big fan of his, and then once he became the champion, I was just like, all right, you know, he's doing good. I think he's great as WCPW champion. I just think that the change is coming soon, and I just don't know when. And I honestly figured it's gonna happen now. I was like, you know what, Coffey. I hate to see Coffey kind of win it as a villain, I guess, because it's just like I seem like I don't know. For me, this is me personally. I just say, you know, you guys don't have to agree with me or anything like that. I'm just saying, for me, like I love Joe Coffey. I love villain Joe Coffey, but for some reason, if I want to put a title on him, especially the world title, I need him to be face. Like, he can win the internet title as a heel. He can win tag titles as a heel. For some reason, for this guy right here, if it's the world title, I need him to be face. So I didn't want Joe Coffey to win, but I was like, he's winning tonight. Like, tonight's going to be the night. He wins it. All that hard work finally pays off. Match was epic. And then, of course, out comes, you know, Joe Hendry tries to interfere, and I was like, oh, there it is. However, when the referee was still down after the belt shot, I was like, oh, nope. Galloway's kicking out here. Galloway he does kick out, hits the Future Shock, and of course Coffey kicks out. Just epicness. Finally, a pile driver followed by a quick Future Shock DDT gets Drew Galloway the win, keeps the championship, and then of course Hendry runs back out there, and of course it's a 2-on-1. And then of course out comes Rampage to even it up. However, the rest of Prestige come out to batter them down, and then of course the Bullet Club come out to, you know, combat them. And like I said, it was just chaos at this point. A little cool moment there, because after they, you know, chase off Prestige, the Bullet Club, you know, they do the Too Sweet with Drew Galloway, which I'm like, well, that's signaling who's going to be Cody Rhodes' replacement at the match right there. Because, you know, big 8-man tag match happening at the English qualifier or Scott? It has to be the English qualifier. So I was just like, well, there you go. There's your replacement right there. And it's good. I mean, once again, dude, the crowd. It is a great thing was like, that's what I love about the WCPW crowd is, like I said, this match really slowed things down a lot, and the fans were still into like every single hit, dude. The crowd went nuts. So Galloway's over, so he'll fit right in with the Bullet Club, and I go work out really good. But then, of course, as the Bullet Club leaves, Rampage takes the title, hands it to him, and of course he's like, don't fucking touch my title, and we get a little stare down between two guys that's going to face at State of Emergency. So there you have it. Overall, I really liked it. I thought this was a damn good event. Like I said, a couple of spots here and there I wasn't huge on. I kind of hate the fact that Drake and Rampage was just a squash, because I feel like these special events, you really shouldn't have a whole lot of squashes. Like, I feel like the squashes should be left for loaded, because this just feels like a glorified loaded at that point. But once again, it's a minor complaint. This is me ranting at this point, just trying to find stuff to nitpick about, because like I said, otherwise this was a damn fine card. Yeah, just good stuff all around. It really was. I enjoyed the tag match, or sorry, the Fatal 4-Way tag match. Christopher Daniels showing up was just epic. You know, I even like the way I said the women's matches. I'm just glad to see that they're actually getting more exposure now. We're getting, you know, 2 matches on one card in WCPW. That's incredible right there. And then of course, like I said, you know, the main event was just hard-hitting, just awesome. So like I said, overall, thumbs up from this guy. Let me know what you guys thought of this event. Let me know in those comment section down below. And yeah, now this Saturday, they're going to be doing the English qualifier. And at some point this week, they're going to be dropping the bonus or the pre-show match, because they got pushed back because of the delays they were having and everything. So they said they'll upload. It may be uploaded now. I didn't even check my YouTube yet, so I have no idea. But either way, I'll be hitting that up at some point, and then of course I will not be able to watch the English qualifier this time for sure, because we got plans this Saturday. But hopefully, since it's going to be pre-taped and everything, they'll have it up on the extra pretty quick, so I can watch it hopefully either Saturday night or Sunday morning. But Sunday morning or Sunday, hopefully I'll have that review in for you as well, and then of course the top 10 follow that. We'll have 2 big events right before a top 10. That rarely happens right there, so I'm pretty pumped about that actually, because that's really going to shake shit up. So. Sorry, excuse me again. Indigestion. Fat guy talking fast after eating vegetable stew. Well, what just vegetable stew? It has some meat in it too. So yeah, it's never a good idea. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already. Show this video that thumb and love. And of course, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. All that shit is down below as well. Guys, once again, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.